Well, I'm 17 years old on the 20th of January. I weigh 190 pounds and I am only 5'6". I started bodybuilding when I was in year 9 at St Thomas More High School, but I didn't start too intensely. It was just to lose the weight, get into shape. Then eventually, when I reached maybe the age of 15, around that age, I started looking up these different competitions, various things like that, and I ended up seeing something on Arnold Schwarzenegger, a lot of documentaries, and I literally fell in love with that kind of physique. And as soon as I saw it, I said to myself, I want a body like that. That's when it really started. Well, the diet itself it's a very complex thing, you know. I mean, you have to have a high amount of carbohydrates and a high amount of like proteins. Now, most people will say that you don't need fats at all. The point is, you do. You need a fair amount of good fats in your life, you know, to provide yourself with the good fatty amino acids that trigger the bodybuilding phase inside your body. That helps to actually boost up the muscle growth. And so the various things I'd have to do is I'd have to have maybe a 40% carbohydrate diet with 40% protein diet with 20% fat. Now, throughout the day, that would work out as about 7 meals, but you have to space it between 2 hours each meal so that you maximise and optimise your muscle building growth. Along with that, you'd have to have a lot of sleep, so you have to stick to a very strict diet so that you can actually get that good quality sleep during the night.
What was your first reaction when Dave started bodybuilding?
I was pleased, I have to say, to be totally honest. I grew up with two brothers who used to do weight training and bodybuilding when they were youngsters, and I got involved in it. And then David started, and I thought it was brilliant. He buys his own weights when he gets things like Christmas money or birthday money, but I buy the foods and the proteins, shakes and all that kind of stuff.
And so do you especially cater for his diet?
We do now. We didn't in the beginning, purely because I thought the foods that we were feeding him were nutritional enough. And then he decided to go onto the internet and he had a look at different websites and he came up with this diet that he found. And so we're now catering for that, buying all the sort of foods that he requires and trying to work out how often he needs them, which can be difficult when you're providing for a family. Yeah. So I'm still getting used to that side of it, I have to admit.
And I mean, his brother's also weight trained as well.
But the younger one?
Yeah, Kieran
sometimes he does. The older brother who's at university, he likes to do it as well. So all three, I suppose, have followed in their uncle's footsteps.
Okay. And their uncle was your brother was a bodybuilder as well?
He wasn't an actual bodybuilder. He did weight training. He opened up his own gym, and he used to encourage lots of young people from the community then to do that. But then he got heavily involved in bodybuilding because of the bodybuilder Lance Dreyer. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah.
And we then had him come to stay with us when we were living in London. Right. And it really developed from there.
Yeah, okay. So you obviously go to a gym.
Yeah.
Which gym is that? And tell me a bit about that.
Alright, I go to quite a renowned gym called Fitness First. Now, that's just up the road by Sainsbury's and the Odeon. Now, what I'd do there is, I would go maybe 4 times a week, but I'd split the workout into the 4 days. So I'd have 2 days of just upper body, 2 days of lower body. So that would maybe equal chest and shoulders on one day, the biceps and the triceps along with the delts with another day, and then, you know, I'd have the quads and, you know, the lower legs down here. I'd have that on maybe a Wednesday, and then I count this bit as a bit of a lower body because this is mainly my upper body. So train like lower abs, I'd train with that one on Thursday. So I'd keep on with that strict regime every single week, and 3 days of rest, because obviously rest is an important aspect, because you don't actually grow in the gym, you grow at home when you're resting and feeding your body. Because obviously in the gym you're only starting off the process by breaking down muscle fibres. So, you know.
Right, so when you're not actually in the gym, what do you do at home to make up for not going?
Oh, what you mean when I can't get to the gym?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, okay. Well, I have a bench press outside, so obviously that's going to help me on my chest days. It can also help me on my shoulder days, you know, with the presses and the various shoulder movements, like the Arnold press, the shoulder press. You know, I use the barbell sometimes for, you know, upright rows, various things like that. I have free weights, you know, like dumbbells up in my brother's room, where, you know, I would do various bicep, tricep, forearm exercises, where I'd be doing, you know, like alternating bicep curls. I'd be doing concentration curls, preacher curls, various things like that, just to make up for what I could be doing at the gym. But obviously, there's much more equipment at the gym, so if I could get there, that'd be a better one.
Do you use your physique to get what you want? Do you bully other people or what?
No, not really.
What was Dave like at school? Any funny stories?
Yeah.
Like what?
That time we had to rush through like 50 people just to get to one person in the toilet and we got dragging them all to the side.
What, to beat him up?
Yeah, obviously. The time when we stood by the door and he ended up getting pushed into it and put his hand through it.
And then chase him.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to, you know, just use it to get some girls, maybe, you know, off the other lads, you know. But I wouldn't really bully anyone. I wouldn't force anyone to do if they didn't want to do anything. But naturally, some people were just generally scared anyway, so that worked to my advantage without me actually having to do anything. So.
I mean, have you sustained any injuries while you're at the gym or at home, or?
Yes.
Tell me a bit about them.
Well, I haven't ever acquired an injury at home. It's more at the gym. Like, I did get a rotor cuff injury once when I was doing the upright rows, and you know the clean and jerks, those movements.
Yeah.
When I was doing them, the shoulder joint just popped out of its place and damaged the rotor cuff. I also damaged the quad up here, where I tore the muscle too deep, so I couldn't walk in it for about a month. So I had to have like a crutch, because I tried to push about half a ton, and I got 450 kilos done. I went up to the 500 and the leg just gave way. So there are negative aspects to training your body as well, but obviously you have to be able to take risks.
Yeah. Alright, Dave, thanks a lot, man. You're more than welcome. Yeah, I hope it all goes well for you in the future then.
Thank you.
Alright.